hello, welcome. I thought I'd do another video today, and I thought I'd explain a little bit about what's going on with the channel, because obviously I've been off quite a lot through the summer. The videos are gonna start back up now, not daily because I've still got, I think, 2 weeks before the kids go back to school, but I have got some time here and there where they're at their dad's, so it's quite lucky. Anyway, I'm going to be doing the readings and then also some consciousness videos, as I normally call them. This one is about matrix traps, okay? Matrix traps, right? And it's just something, it's just another word you can use to describe the matrix and the traps it sets for us to challenge us really on a daily basis. And these traps just seem to keep occurring all the time. You could call them challenges, life challenges, you could call them anything really. But it's like, you know, basically, you know, you get through one challenge in the matrix and then there's another challenge. And then you get through that challenge and then there's another challenge, and it can just really grind you down. It can really sort of start to make you just feel quite depressed, you know, and drained, you know. And the thing is, it's the bigger picture, you know, because like obviously I'm your soul sister and I'm going through it with you, you know, we're all in this together. That's the difference about my channel compared to other channels. I'm not trying to act like the expert all the time, you know. I'm on this journey of awakening with you. That's why you're my soul family. We're all on a similar vibration. And so basically the matrix traps are that we are tested all the time here on Gaia, and we are being pushed to expand. That's basically why, because well, we're being pushed to purge, right? Because now if you watch the relationship reading I just did for September, I did touch on this a little bit, but you know, we basically reincarnate and come to Mother Gaia for this physical life. Now, we wouldn't reincarnate if we were completely free of karma. If we were completely free of our karma, we would be the true spiritual being that we are, pure consciousness. That is what we would be, pure consciousness. And Eckhart Tolle likens it to a crystal like this, like a clear quartz crystal. So I usually use this one. It was my master angelic Reiki crystal. So it's had lots of lovely energy in it. But anyway, it's a clear quartz crystal, and it just is a good representation of, you know, the love, the consciousness that we really are, pure consciousness. And once you are pure consciousness, you basically have self-realised, you're a fully enlightened being, right? Now, once you're that, you don't need to reincarnate, you know, because there's no need for you to reincarnate because you are pure consciousness. Ramana Maharishi said that upon death, you basically you basically kind of have a choice to attach into a new physical form. But if you are conscious upon death, you know, i.e. awakened, self-realised, when you die, you basically know there's no need for me to attach into another body, you know, and you don't need to come back physically, you know. And to get to a point of consciousness of that level, you will have cleared out a hell of a lot of karma, you know, and that's why then you don't need to come back. Now, this is coming from gurus who have lived a life, you know, of self-realisation, who have also studied all of the ancient texts that shared all this ancient wisdom. So, you know, I take it on good faith, basically. So basically, you know, that's the real reason we're here. And it's so easy to forget that and get so disheartened on a daily basis by basically the level of shit going on in our lives, you know. And we can have a good run sometimes, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we have a good run of a few days, or I don't know, maybe you've had a good run of a few weeks, but invariably triggers can happen. And even, I mean, we're on summer holidays here in England. Obviously not everybody is, because I appreciate across Gaia some of you are in your winter, but it's holiday season here. But even when you're on holiday, I don't know if you've noticed, shits can kick off even when you're on holiday, you know, and you're just like, what the hell? I'm on my holiday. This is like my 1 week of the year to just totally switch off from the matrix and relax. And what does the matrix do? Boom, it will bring you a trigger, you know. And it's like that. Or say like even it's the weekends, and in England, or I don't know, because I mean lots of people now work over the weekends, but you know, that can also be another mentality that we have, like a conditioning or an expectation that it's the weekend, you know, I should have a good time, this should be my time to relax. And then boom, the matrix hits you with another trap, you know, well, another challenge. Now these challenges, we're calling them matrix traps because what the matrix is doing is it is setting you a trap. It's giving you a challenge, a lot of the time completely out of the blue, so you didn't see it freaking coming. And it hits a low blow, you know, and I'm laughing about it, but it ain't really funny, because and the thing is, it is a trap, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to plant these little traps. Someone else I watched on YouTube calls them glitches, you know, like little glitches in the matrix. And there's these glitches all over in the matrix, and we can't necessarily see them. Some of them we can see. As we get more and more conscious, we can spot them much quicker. But you know, it's quite hard to spot them a lot of the time, these glitches or traps. And yeah, basically they're there to obviously trigger us. And then when we get triggered, that is actually helping us to purge out this karma. And really, that is the reason why we're here. But we're not taught this as children. We're not taught that actually expect challenges to come your way. That's the real reason you're here, to actually purge your pain body out, which is, the pain body is basically like your accumulated karma, you know, and it's all the accumulated energies and emotions connected to your karma, and that's what you're here to purge out. But we don't get taught that in school, do we, or taught it by our parents, so we've got no freaking idea what we're dealing with in this matrix, in this 3D physical reality. This, you just open your eyes in the morning and you just go, wow, this is the world, you know, and you're trained to go out into the world as much as possible, touch it as much as possible, you know, touch the matrix all of the time, have lots of really good expectations about it, and you know, we're conditioned to have different ideas about why we're here, you know, make loads of money, have a successful career, or have a family, have children, I don't know, there's just tons of, like, accumulate property, I don't know, there's so many different conditions, or maybe become really highly educated, be really social, you know, there's so many conditionings that we can have. Now, some of them are sort of like collective based from society, and some of them are actually from our own family or the people that brought us up. But in any case, you know, we go out into the matrix with all these expectations, and it doesn't really do us any favours, does it? Because it's not really the real reason we're here. The real reason we're here is to clear out this pain body, and clear as much of it out as we can. So that means we're purging a lot of the time. And this, for me, is the card in the tarot that represents purging. I think it's a good example of how we feel when we're purging. Just laid on the ground, just like, ah, you know, because that's how it feels. And it's horrible. It's horrible. And Ramana Maharishi taught that when you're purging, he didn't call it purging, by the way. He just called it, he just basically said, don't identify with the mind and the body, because you are not the mind, you are not the body. You know, you are basically the consciousness within. And that's what his message was. And it's true, you know, we are the consciousness within. And whenever you feel the body telling you a message, you know, or the mind telling you a message that is negative, or the body's giving you emotions that are painful, he said, you know, that is basically ego. It is of the body, it is of the mind, it is an illusion, it's not who you really are. Because what he was trying to teach people was to not identify with those things, because they'll drag you down. And you know, he actually also taught that the world is unreal. You know, because in spiritual community we say it all the time, oh, it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion, baby. And it's like, well, it is an illusion. But it's like my friend was saying this morning, one of our brothers who watches the channel, Steve and George, you know, he was sort of saying, it's like, I know that the world is an illusion, but it's rational in your mind, you know it's an illusion, but actually to embody that knowing and being able to withhold that in your being through these traps that get set before you, through these challenges that come your way. You know, when you're in the middle of a challenge, you know, it feels like a freaking storm and it feels very real. It doesn't feel like an illusion, does it? But, you know, basically it is. And so basically the matrix, the physical reality is an illusion that's really just here to kind of pose us challenges so we can do the real work that we're here to do, which is just to burn off as much karma and pain body as we can. So that means purging as often as we can. But when we purge, to not over-identify with it. That's what Ramana Maharishi was teaching. It's also what Eckhart Tolle teaches, Muji, you know, all the gurus teach this, that when you are purging, you have to find a way to cut off the mind activity as much as you can, to disidentify from the mind activity, to disidentify from what's happening as you're purging out, because and to basically, whatever trap and challenge has posed in the matrix to do this to you, to trigger you, to basically stop mind activity about it, because the ego will rise up and it will want to go crazy. Whether it's a person that's upset you, whether it's a situation that's upset you, whether somebody's totally disempowered you, whether somebody's just completely not helped you when you needed it the very most. Whatever the challenge is, it's a trap. And it's trying to drag you down into a low vibe, drag you down into pain body, and keep you stuck in samsara, keep you stuck in the illusion, the matrix. And my job as your soul sister is to basically say, you know, when this happens to you, to just try to go back into being the observer and to just say to yourself, you know what, yes, on one level, this is happening to me and it's really, really horrible. But on another level, I do know this is just the matrix, and it's purposefully trying to, you know, keep me stuck in a low vibe, and I won't let it crack me. I will not let this situation crack me or this trigger crack me, you know. And basically, all right, you may go through a purge like I have been the last sort of 48 hours, and it's uncomfortable, and you notice yourself keep crying, and you notice your mind keeps wanting to think about that thing that's upset you or wound you up. But you just gently just keep guiding yourself back into the heart, you know, back into the truth that you know you are love, you are one, and, you know, God, Spirit is a doer looking after you, you know, and actually have faith in that. So what the message of this video really is, that yes, there's matrix traps, glitches, challenges, and they're here to trap you, to keep you stuck in low vibrations, because that's why we're all here. You know, we're all here because we've got karma from past lives where we used to get stuck in low vibrations and low mind patterns. So when those come up because of triggers, you know, you are being tested all the time here on Gaia. You are. You're not imagining it. But it's like, what's really happening is you're being pushed so that you will burn the karma off and ultimately expand back into the true light that you are, you know, expand your vibration higher and wider. So don't fall into the matrix trap of experiencing a trigger and allowing it to completely crack you, pull you down. Don't let it pull you down into that negative place, maybe momentarily, you know, for a few hours or maybe a couple of days, but just gently start guiding yourself back into your heart, back into the truth, back into consciousness. Don't let the matrix drag you down, because that's what it wants. It, for some reason, it just seems to want to keep as many people trapped in samsara as it can. But ultimately, it's doing us a favour, because it's actually triggering us so we can get this karma out, you know. And that actually helps us to expand, you know, because obviously the less karma we're carrying, the less pain body we're carrying, our heart, we start to align more with the heart, you see, and that's the self, the realisation, and that starts to expand out. And that's what we're here to do, is be the true consciousness we are and shine that light of consciousness into Gaia, you know. So the main message really is to notice when the matrix has set you a trap. Say to yourself, oh shit, here's another trap. Do I allow myself to get dragged down into it, or do I gently try to guide myself back into alignment? And so don't worry too much about what you're doing, because when you're going for a purge, it's really freaking difficult to deal with. And you won't necessarily be able to function like you normally do. So don't put so much expectations on yourself. Like yesterday, I knew I wanted to do some housework and I knew I wanted to do some work on the channel. But I just said to myself, do you know what? There's no point, because whatever I do, it's got to come from the right energy. And I haven't finished purging and I'm not quite in the right energy yet. You know, now I'm not saying your energy's always got to be 100% perfect before you do anything, but you kind of know where you're at on the scale. Do you know what I mean? You're either really conscious up here, maybe you're kind of middle, neutral-ish. Well, consciousness is neutrality, really, very neutral and peaceful. Maybe you've got a bit of pain body, but it's manageable. And then you've got this end of the spectrum where it's like full-on purge, pain, lots of different emotions coming up to be released. That's not the time to be pushing yourself. That's the time to go easy on yourself. And basically just don't rush yourself. Don't rush yourself. Even if you've got a list of jobs, even if you've got a shitload of things you need to do, just say to yourself, right, all of this is an illusion anyway. What I need to do at the moment, my focus really is to keep myself in the most conscious vibration I can be in. Maybe right now I'm in the middle of the scale most of the time. So that's where I just need to try and bring myself back to that point, you know. For others of you, you might be feeling really quite conscious these days. So you know you can really bring yourself up to a real full consciousness energy. I'm not quite there yet. But I'm, you know, we're all kind of moving towards a higher state of consciousness. But sometimes we regress, triggers happen, and we just regress down a little bit for a while. And that's okay. So basically, you don't need to worry about the daily activities you've got. Just do the things you really have to do and push everything else to one side, because this matrix is an illusion. And the most important thing is learning to disidentify from it, become more detached from it, and prioritize your energy and getting your energy into a good alignment before you then proceed and carry on with your activities, you know. And that can be the best advice I can give you. And it does require being patient. Your mind may be going nuts because it's thinking, well, I have a million and one things I need to do. But can you imagine doing that million and one things when you're in that purging energy and you can, you know, you've just been triggered and loads of shit's coming up. You know, it's hard. So give yourself a bit of time and go easy on yourself. So that's it, really. That's the message. And that's what I'm doing. So that's what I thought today. Do a collective reading, do a little video here. You know, as my energy gets better and better over the next few days, I'll do all the zodiac readings for you, and that'll be nice. I am looking forward to doing that. But, you know, I'm with you. We're doing the same work. We're all doing the same work here together. We're brothers and sisters, you know, and we're all trying to raise our vibration, but we have to be realistic about it and just be authentic. Like, that's the most important thing on this channel for me, is authenticity. So I hope that video helped. I am sending you lots of love and peace across Gaia, wherever you are. If you do want to book in for a reading or a session, just contact me. And thanks for supporting again. Peace.